Gonna break it down, break it down, break it down. Gonna break it down, break it down, break it down.
Commentarians, what up? We are back. Episode number 14. We got 14 of them in, y'all. The pandemic has brought us together to get shit done, man. So here we are. We're back in the studio today. Kazi, shout out to Jamie. And what's up? What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? We found Shad.
Whew.
What's up, Shad? Back in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, this is also the first time since I've joined commentary that we are all in one space.
It is.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yep. 110%. So last week we had special guest Jamie in the building, and we touched on I ain't saying she go day with Jamie, you know what I'm talking about. So of course we shouted out Manny during that episode. Manny hit us, and Manny, we trying to get you in here, bruh. We trying to get you on. Greetings and salutations to you, man. Hit us up, dog. Hit the email, because we need to rap with you, man. You know, I'm tired of you going at my girl, man, dog. We got to figure it out. We got to see what's going on. If you're trying to shoot your shot, just say that.
That's it. Just say if you like me, just say that.
Just say, be kind of cute, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a relationship, so I can't do that with. But you, Manny, you seem like a single guy.
The super, super cute, super fly, like little cousin from a different uncle, nephew, daughter, auntie.
Yeah.
She fly.
Yeah.
So the Harlem B versus Manny show.
Harlem
Like,
B versus Manny.
We taking side bets. I'm putting my Manny, I rock with you, but I'm putting my money on Harlem on this one, though. It may be a close one, but I think you might get bested. I don't know. But Manny, reach out. You know what I'm saying? Let's set this up.
For sure. And to all my other commentarians that are listening and that are loyal listeners, we appreciate you. Thank you. We know you can be listening anywhere, anyhow, anybody, but you are choosing to listen to us amongst, whoever else you do that with. Shad, how you been, bro? We missed you, dog.
Yeah, I've been just being Rashad, that's all.
Yeah.
That could mean a plethora of things. But on a serious tip, though, just real quick, please, people, take care of your health. Take care of yourself, your health. I was not having health issues, but I was dealing with someone who was having health issues they're doing much better, family situation.
Awesome.
But take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, educationally, and as Manny would say, financially.
You know what?
Hey, I need all of that, man. Y'all know my situation right now. I need prayers, man. I low-key, I snuck to Chicago last weekend, me and my lady. So,
You and your lady.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I snuck to Chicago, man. I needed to get up out of here because, boy, that was my first trip, man. This is my first trip in 2020. I ain't been nowhere.
Me either. I'm still shook.
How was that?
Chicago was cool. It was a cool time. They out kicking it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they were actually wearing masks. Unless you went to a few of the spots. I tried to stay kind of clear of a lot of the places, though. I was unsuccessful. So, I got my COVID test. I came back negative. I got it a week
Yes.
after I came back,
Okay.
so I'm good. But it was cool. So the deal, like, the city stopped selling liquor at 10
Okay.
up there, right? But the spots don't close till like 1, and some of them still close at 4. So they can't sell liquor, but you can bring your own. So
Wow.
we was in the club, like
Moonshine.
yeah, and and it's crazy because the clubs were practicing social distancing. So like you had to like buy a section essentially to even be in there,
Okay.
So you had to move around with your mask on, but you could be in your section with your people, and then the sections were roped off, and it was like people. It was cool.
So how does strip club work? Like if I see somebody over there, I don't really like strippers, but I'm just saying if I see a stripper over there and she twerking, I just, signal the waitress. 101s, put it in this envelope.
So I
take it over to her. Like, how that work?
I didn't make it to the strip club. Like in Chicago, if you stand in the city, like I think the closest one is like 45 minutes. So you got to go out a little ways, and that's no traffic nighttime. After
I know the Chi-Town is
so it's like 45. But we didn't make it out that far. But the spot we were at, it was like kind of similar to the pageant of like Del Mar Hall.
Yeah.
So they had turned it into a club type situation with couches and furniture and booths and stuff like that. and it was cool. It was
So
cool.
like if I was talking to somebody about this. So if I'm in a club risking my life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, before COVID in St. Louis, you was risking your life going to the club, so ain't nothing new.
Right.
But it's like I see a fly sister or whatever, and before I holler at her, do I have to pull out like the the touchless thermometer
You
or
gotta,
whatever?
hey, come here, boo. Let
Hold
me.
on, baby. What's your temperature? 98. Yeah, you got a bad attitude. Get out
Y'all,
my face.
best bet is just online dating at this point.
That's
But
true.
I can't do. Nope.
But
Nope.
you still gotta,
Of
for all the
course,
single
Alex.
people out there.
Yeah, for our single people,
Right. But you still gotta meet.
this is true. But you could take much greater precautions than risking your life by going into the club just to possibly.
But here's the thing. I want to know what you think, because I always like to get Miss Harlem B started early. Cuddle season, COVID. Just how black people say words, right? COVID. Cuddling season. What does this look like? Because no disrespect to the homeless, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of brothers who looked like last year they would have had somebody to stay with. But this year, like even coming into the studio.
Hey, bro, why did you do this?
No, I'm just saying, like, all due respect. Like I'm observant. You know what I'm saying?
Homosexuals.
When you see that hefty trash bag with the PlayStation 4 poking out the plastic and the Jordans, this COVID cuddling season ain't necessarily working. Harlem, like, what are your thoughts? And then we'll move on to AI. But like, what are your thoughts, and how can we help these brothers who need somewhere to stay between the months of October through March?
Well, I feel like because of COVID, I think cuddle season started early. So normally we have the draft, right?
Yeah.
So that starts in
It wasn't no draft this year.
It wasn't no
Damn.
draft this year. It starts usually around like August. You start to kind of pick your players a little bit.
Right.
And then around this time, this is when everybody starts to like go and make their pick.
Right.
Get booed up. COVID caused us and those homeless brothers who
Right.
didn't have no place to stay
Right.
to need some place to stay sooner.
Yeah.
So they already booed up. But by now, as the world is opening back up,
Yeah.
people true colors starting to come out.
Yeah.
So they about to be back on the street with their hefty trash bag and their PlayStations. No lie.
Hey, fellas, listen.
Real shit.
Listen. The
Real
numbers
shit.
are
We
going
sick
back
of
up.
Right.
Y'all
Yeah, the
better act
numbers going
right.
back up. You better chill.
And Harlem, the temperature been at least in St. Louis. I don't know about anywhere else in the nation, but in St. Louis, the temperature has been tricking a lot of brothers too, because their summer was kind of extended, and all of a sudden
It's cold, yeah.
Right.
Listen, it is what it is.
it was a winter.
COVID cuddle season might be extended or it might be canceled.
Oh, I've got no place to go. Okay.
Fellas, yeah, but listen, the numbers are going back up. I get a strong feeling after the first week in November when that thing happened.
True Halloween is November 3rd.
That's what I'm saying. When
Right.
that thing happened, November 3rd, I get a feeling that's when all the truth finna come out about a whole lot of stuff. So y'all fellas, y'all better act right.
Right.
Y'all better act right. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm single, so I ain't
What?
worried
Don't
about
do it.
none of that.
You hear that, Manny?
Don't do it.
Wouldn't it be funny if like you and Manny just ended up in a relationship?
Not gonna happen.
Okay.
He lives in his mother's basement.
Oh, damn, Manny.
At least he stays somewhere though. If allegedly. We don't know if that's true.
Allegedly. Yeah. So, we were having a conversation, man. Like, since we are talking about cuddle season, it's gonna be a lot of ghosting going on after cuddle season up. You know what I'm saying?
Halloween special.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of ghosting going on. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with the concept of ghosting, I'm gonna find the real definition, but I give you my definition. You know what I'm saying? You rocking with somebody, and everything is all good, and one day you look up and you've reached the Sprint voicemail of
Right.
and you like, hold on, fam, what? I thought we was good, like so ghosting. Of course, this is Urban Dictionary right here.
Of course.
This is when a person cuts off all communication with their friends or person they are dating with zero warning or notice beforehand. You'll mostly see them avoiding friends' phone calls, social media, and avoiding them in public. I have been ghosted, and I don't like it. But I've also ghosted people, and I know they didn't like it. So I'm sorry. This is my apology. Ruben stuttered. This is my sorry for was 2020, but where.
Well, can I call you AI?
Yeah, sure.
Brother A. So can you expound? That's my word of the day. Can you expound upon why you were ghosted? Give us that situation, or maybe you want to talk about why you ghosted someone. As a black man in today's society.
So I don't. So if we're talking about me being ghosted, these are not going to be the person's words. These are mine. I would assume that said person or people had other things going on with other people. So I didn't make the cut, or whatever the case, or maybe I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I just wasn't being the G that I should have been being to these ladies, and they was like, you know what? I got Antoine over here, and Antoine is making the cut, so I'm gonna roll with Antoine. As far as me ghosting people, I'm not gonna fully expound on this, but when some things are over in my life, when this piece is over in my life, I'm gonna talk about this a whole lot. But I'll just say that I was playing the fence, and I had to appease a couple of other people, and not that I was in sexual relationships with these people at the time or anything like that, but I was just appeasing so that my life could be a little more peaceful.
Word.
So I was like, you know what? I can't even.
So how long, if you don't mind me asking, how long was the situationship or relationship? I don't know. How long was it? How long were you all involved before the ghosting took place?
About a year with this particular individual.
Ooh. Damn, you can just ghost somebody after a year?
Bruh, it's not anything I'm proud of. I'm not proud of it, bro. It was that was a different time for me, for sure. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to do anybody like that after a year. At least have the decency to have a conversation, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But that was that's not one of my proud moments in life.
That is disturbing. That you were able to ghost somebody after engaging with them for a year. Like I can get a couple months, couple weeks, but a year?
That's what I was thinking.
If we talk about a couple months or a few months, like that list is going to go up. But
yeah, I feel like I'm a professional ghoster.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I've been ghosted, which is fine, but I'm like a professional ghoster.
So is this a fear of commitment? Is this
I get bored very easily.
okay? Yeah,
So if you don't catch my attention, I'm probably going to just ghost you. With I have no qualms about doing so either.
So do a nigga take you skydiving within the first 3 dates or something?
No,
get
so
some excitement going.
So I went out on a date with this guy a couple weeks ago.
Right.
We went to dinner. It was boring. He had absolutely no conversation. I've only
Did he have a belly?
No, he actually is very fit. I responded maybe to 2 additional texts after that. And now I'm just no, thank you.
What restaurant did he take you to?
Cooper's Hawk.
Okay.
And that's on the checkbox list. Cooper's Hawk. Check.
Right.
It's
check.
I've been there before though. It was
Check.
here. It was so just boring that I had some girlfriends who met me there after. So after the date, I pretended to leave. Reparked my car and went back in with my girlfriends. And I haven't responded to a text since.
Wow.
Hell no.
Hope he doesn't listen to the show.
I'm gonna make sure I push the hell out of this one.
Yeah, but I am definitely a professional ghoster, and I will continue to follow you on social media and watch your stories.
So this is going to be like Frankie Beverly and Mays. Harlem B in commentary. Put your name
I'll
right
continue,
in front.
one guy still, we go to the same gym.
Right.
I will walk right past you.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean,
Are these? So I guess my question. No, I guess I'm old school or whatever. But are they not? Is it not a situation where you kind of give them? Well, I feel you as far as the date. If y'all just at that stage, then maybe it's just hey, rolled the dice, didn't work. But I guess if depending on what's all involved, in the relationship, a situationship, or momentship, whatever you
here's
want to
the
call
thing.
it. Do you real quick, is it any kind of pre-warning, like you're about to be ghosted? Is it like catching a shadow in the corner of your eye, the lights flicking on by itself?
If like the messages or the communication becomes like little to none,
papers.
whereas you were getting,
Right.
oh, hey, good morning, how are you? You know, those type of messages all the time.
Right.
To where they go to like slim to none, or I barely respond when you text.
Right.
You should know I'm about to dip out.
Ooh.
You should be prepared.
She's with another dude.
And I'm usually not. I just don't want to hang out with you.
So let's talk about Ghostbusters. Okay. Is it any way, and I'll swing this question to you first, Harlow. Is it any way, first off, it sounds to me like the brother should be more attentive, to know when things are kind of wavering off. Is that safe to say?
I wouldn't say that. I would just say you should know from talking to me and then going on a date with me.
Right.
You should know what may or may not keep my attention.
Right.
So I feel like it's not really being attentive, but it is more so paying attention just a little bit to know that you're boring the hell out of me.
Right. So you kind of answered the question I was at. Like, are there signs that the person should be able to see to be like, they starting to see ghouls and goblins?
Yeah,
I
think that communication is number
It's
one.
that communication.
Right, yeah, that's number one.
Especially in where we are right now, communication is really all that we have, especially if you're not currently in a relationship. So if you're trying to date somebody in this climate of COVID,
Right.
if I really like you, I want to talk to you all the time. I'm going to FaceTime you all the time. Like, I want to chat.
Right.
I'm responsive, like, immediately to a good morning text. I don't wait until 11. Oh, I just saw this. Good morning.
Right.
When you sent it at 5.
Right.
And she's sending that when she's laying next to a guy with a soggy penis, fellas. So
This is so disrespectful.
Crooked, perhaps.
I didn't say you. I'm just saying in general, like
Most times they are. They
Hey.
are laying next to the guy that they actually like. But that's another thing, too. If a woman is single and she's dating, right? She could ghost you because another guy that she's dating, she actually likes that person.
See, that's what I said.
Right.
Yeah, she actually likes that person. They don't have to necessarily be sleeping together, but
Right.
she actually may like this guy. So the attention, even if it was just a 5-minute conversation, she's now giving that 5 minutes to the person that she likes.
That's what we're going to call him Antoine. Antoine stepped up.
I was
So
going to say Stanley.
Stanley. Okay.
Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley.
That's an
from the
old school
lobby.
name.
Yeah.
Treat me like my name was Stanley down in the lobby.
Yeah, that's conversion van dick. But anyway, I was gonna say that.
Persian van.
So transparency, which is funny, I'm kind of dorking out transparency ghosts. You kind of see through ghosts. But transparency is the key all around the board to know if you're about to be ghosted or if you're going to get ghosted. Wait, no. Did I say that? If you're going to ghost somebody or you're going to be ghosted. Transparency is the key to a certain extent.
I think you talking real third hand over here, player, like you ain't never ghosted or been ghosted.
I've never ghosted
I want to
anybody.
get in our business.
He
I've
talking
never
real
ghosted.
third hand, dog.
I've been ghosted. You know what I'm saying? And the way that I knew I was going to get ghosted, and my personal situation was me, myself, and I. We were in a situationship, and it's so sad because this is somebody we went back to the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I'm old, y'all.
The 80s.
But yeah,
You
but
had a
it's
gal
like
in the 80s? You had a gal in the 80s?
I was in fourth grade.
Yo, play
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
How old was you in the 80s?
Like we played Foursquare together.
Right.
disappeared,
No, I got you, bro. Ride bikes.
See you 20 years later. You dicked in the mom. But nah, it was a situation where we were kicking it, doing adult things. And then she kind of started trying to push a certain narrative, if you will. Like, this is how I need to place you in my life. And me being the rebellious Sagittarius that I am at times, it wasn't working, at least not the way she wanted it to work. So then all of these, we never argued. Then all of a sudden, these random arguments started popping up. And the arguments where it's like, I didn't even say that. Matter of fact, I didn't even say anything. Then next thing you know, we're sorry. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe 3 months later, because here's another thing that we have to talk about being ghosted, is the aftermath of the ghost. So I ended up seeing her like 2 to 3 months later, and she was with Antoine. And it made sense. And she just gave me that look like she saw a ghost. But I'm like, hey, you know what? We grown. You was hitting on about a 6, so you dismissed. And you just kind of let it go. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. That's for people who know what that means.
So my question is,
Yes, ma'am.
after being ghosted, because I think everybody in this room has been ghosted, when do you say enough is enough of reaching out and receiving no response? Because nobody really changes their number now.
Right.
We just leave it as is, and we either put you on the block list or we literally ignore you, put you on do not disturb. When do you stop?
That's a good question. I could tell you for me, I stopped at 2 different times. It was 2 different type of stops. I'm dead serious. It took me a week to recognize she's not picking up this this phone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I'm blocked on everything. But it took about 3 weeks for my ego to be like, hey, Rashad, stop. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was a wrap after the first week of constantly like, yo. About 3 weeks, I got out of my ego and was like, hey, player. You know what I'm saying? It happens to the best of people.
I'm usually good after I send that one drunk text where you go off on them. I'm usually good right after that.
So, personal little parody here.
Uh-oh.
I dated this guy off and on for a very, very, very long time. And then I kind of went on about my way, like cut ties a little bit.
A little bit.
And then popped up married.
You popped up married?
I did.
Hey, bro.
Oh, my
this
God.
This is a real thing. No.
I did.
I have a story.
This is why I'm
and then
biggest fan.
I popped up married, right?
Right.
Still to this day. So I got married in 2017.
Right.
The last time I laid eyes on this person
Right.
was in 2016. Maybe early 2017.
Right.
I got a text this morning that says, I miss you. I have not seen this person in 4 years. I do not respond. I do not return text messages, nothing. That's the epitome of ghosting. And you still have not given up the ghost to say, okay, let me leave Harlem alone. 4 years later, you still trying to shoot your shot.
Must be some wop sitting over there.
I was getting ready to say that in a much nicer way.
Hey, you gotta just keep it 100, you know. But hey,
That's the exact same thing that my male best friend said. That's the problem.
4 years?
It's been 4 years. And this person has no problem getting bitches. None.
Yeah.
I literally got married on you.
No.
That's the ultimate ghost move.
I've had someone get married and then call me, but I don't think I've had. Well, have I had somebody get married on me though? Like, yeah, I guess I have. Like, but not from not that situation.
Right. That's type raw right there.
You would have been dead to me.
Why you ghost him though?
You would have been dead to me.
Why did he ghost? Because to me it sounds like he definitely got a chance to hit that, and that you all.
We dated for years.
So why did he go? What happened?
We were very toxic.
That happens.
There it is.
It was,
Yeah.
it was,
Now.
an extremely high level of toxicity between us.
Yep.
I was terrible to him. Completely.
So can I ask you this? Were there signs with the toxicity, and rather you were toxic and he wasn't, or he was and you weren't? Like if somebody entertains it, it's both. You know, were there signs that you gave where you was just like, yo, this is gonna end?
Yes.
And he was just still like, nah.
Yeah, it was to the point where like you would text, I would answer. You would call, I would answer, or vice versa. You would ring my buzzer, and when I lived in my apartment,
Right.
I would always answer no matter what the time.
Right.
To literally nothing, and then I got into a relationship and got married.
Wow.
Damn.
And you still 4 years later, still going. When do we stop
Is there a such thing
reaching
as
out?
So I feel you. I'm gonna swing this to AI. I don't know how I took over the show, but anyway, because I don't have no cool.
You good,
stories.
bro?
Because you're never here.
I'm never here.
He's like, I'm gonna
Or I'm gonna
moderate
have to
this.
tackle me to get me here. Thank you. I appreciate that. But is there? This may be a stupid question. I like asking stupid questions. It always brings out the best in people, right? Is there a such thing as ghosting closure?
Yeah, I was gonna touch that. I mean,
Okay.
go ahead. I mean, some people absolutely need closure. Like,
Right.
and I'm not that person that needs closure. I don't. It was what it was. I'll deal
Right.
with my own stuff internally.
Right.
Because all that's gonna happen is when you tell me why you ghosted, I'm gonna get mad. So it's like I'm
Right.
just being serious. And I mean, not no violent or like but just like,
Right.
come on, dog. This is what you sitting there in my face telling me right now. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna. I'll accept it, but I'm just be pissed off. Like, okay, whatever. So some people absolutely need it. I made a joke on Facebook right after the whole Will August Jada thing, and I was like, Jada is the reason I don't ever need closure, bro, because I don't need to be called an entanglement, bro. Like, I don't need that kind of stress in my life. Like, yeah, we was kicking it, we was hard. Like, baby girl, I did some things, you did some things to me. We was wrapped up.
Right.
You're like, oh yeah, all keeps just an entanglement. Like, hold the hell on.
Right.
Like, I am nobody's entanglement in this thing. So I don't need closure, but some people just genetically, I guess, for lack of better choice of words at the moment, are built like that. Like, that's something that they need, bro. Like, I need to know why. Like, why? And why? Sometimes that why. I mean, some people, I guess, they can move on with that. Other people, me, I'm gonna be like, get the hell out of my face. Like, I should have left you where you left me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How much closure
Right.
do you need after so long? It's just like, okay, it didn't work. They don't like me. Goodbye. Good day.
Yeah, the
Because
damn
9
marriage would have
times out
closed
of
it.
10 my point, she got married. Let me go on about my business.
Right.
But people still continue to seek that, and I call that emotional cutting. You seeking that, whatever it is, knowing that it's probably gonna hurt your feelings worse than the ghosting did.
That's
Period.
what I'm saying.
So sometimes you just gotta let that shit go.
We get caught out there. Y'all just made me think of a situation though where it was like I was in a relationship with somebody, it didn't work. You know, we kind of went our separate ways. Because this is when it gets a little weird too. Like, it was, now I got ghosted in this situation. I think we ghosted each other in this situation. But 6 months later, we ended up seeing each other. And it was like all those, you know, I'm going to say pseudo feelings because I don't think they were real. But all these attachment-based feelings came back.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to kick it again. And we knew that it wasn't right. And she ghosted me the second time, but then tried to double back around the corner. And then that's when I was like, look. And I just explained how we were ghosting each other and just go ahead and just move on to where you're going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that was a real interesting situation. And the funny thing is, we know we had ghosted each other, but because we had a specific type of conversation, we literally laughed. Where it was like, look, I know you got this other nigga. You trying to double back. Whatever it is, you need to go over there. And instead of us arguing and stuff, she was like, you know what? You're right. He doing something that I couldn't get you to do. And we laughed about it. And that was the end of the story. And honestly, years later, I was the one who reached out to her. And you know what I said? Hey, I'm just checking on you and your sons. That's it.
You know, women take that as, oh, he trying to get back.
Totally.
Pride is a serious thing.
That's a fact. But here's
Pride
the thing,
is a
too.
serious
And
thing.
I'm so glad you said that, Juan, because you know what I also did? Thank you for saying that because I almost forgot. The other thing I did is that I acknowledged her man.
Okay.
When I said, hey, I'm checking, because I said, no disrespect to you and your relationship. Hope everything is going well. Just checking on you and the shorties. Because when we were together, I got close to her sons. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's another thing. But maybe that's another show. If you get in a relationship with somebody with children, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck them kids.
I'm gonna bring my girl on that episode.
Ooh,
But
gangsta.
she gonna take that joint over.
You should. I would love to talk with her about that because fuck them kids.
Oh, man.
I bring her for that show.
I'm not speechless all the time, but I guess I'm speechless on that. But I did, you know, I was checking on the family. You know what I'm saying? But here's another thing too, Harlem.
Right.
Right.
Allegedly.
Is that
Just
what you say?
allegedly. But no, just checking. You know what I'm saying? I have a big heart. So checking it out. But, God damn it, Dan, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. I had like this.
You checked
It's
on
Epiphany.
about to come for me.
checked on the kids.
No. It was based on something you said. But it's one of those things where it's just, I can see what you're saying, though. Because even though I was like, let me acknowledge this guy, you know what I'm saying? How you and your fam, checking on you. I could still see how someone would be like, yeah, I'm still on this brother mine.
He might know that you're out here kind of newly single-ish. So,
Ooh,
this gentleman.
what does that even mean?
I mean, he might. He it's been 4 years.
I got married one day.
I hear you,
You
but
should
now
go away.
I
you
would.
should
But he's
go
bringing up a great point,
away.
though, Harlem.
It is a good point, and I've looked at that. However, that's not. I don't think that that's the case. I think it's just more so a pride thing and an unhealthy soul tie attachment.
You want to try and get
But-
back at you real quick and get some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get some
And
bomb and
I
then
don't
be.
have a
And ghost
desire
you.
or inkling in my body to return to that situation.
In all transparency, I've done that though.
Revenge
Yeah,
ghosting.
of course.
I've done that.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
a thing too. That
Okay.
is definitely a thing. I'm
Okay.
not doing that. I'm not doing that. We're not gonna play that
Yeah,
game.
I've definitely done it.
This show be so dope. I be forgetting I feel like we just literally talking. I forgot it's a show.
What it's supposed to be.
but it's like we are digging into these, because even with ghosting, whether you've been ghosted or you did the ghosting, to me, it's still a bit of immaturity in that.
Absolutely.
But then sometimes it's not, because it could be a situation with Harlem where she's like, dude, I don't want to fuck with you. And it's like, okay, you still gonna fuck with me? It is just like you gotta kind of,
Hit it with the good morning, beautiful.
And I
The
can.
fuck? Get
And then like nowadays, the post ghost, okay, the post ghosting,
Post ghost.
post ghost,
Why did he? You heard that term here first. The post
the
ghost.
post ghost. Because here's the thing, Harlem, it's been 4 years, and I said, you know what? You can't do that face where you block us off. You gotta look. You gotta take this. Yeah, so I've been on your social media.
blocked.
Yeah, but I got a ghost account, and I was able to get in as Sheila Easton. You should have known that was fake when you heard that. So social media, I see you out. I know you work here and be there, and got my eye on you. The post ghost. How do you protect yourself in a post ghost situation? Because nowadays everybody can steal. You can go through. It's a thing called trashology, where you can go through a person's trash and figure their life out.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
called being a fucking
scammer.
serial killer.
Yeah, it's the post ghost
weirdo.
situation.
That's very true. But surprisingly, again, in 4 years, as small as St. Louis is and as small as a lot of our circles are
Yeah.
that are intertwined, I literally have not physically laid eyes on this person in 4 years.
Does that mean he
We have
hasn't laid
not-
eyes on you?
He has not. I've moved. Like, I don't go out.
Right,
I have
right,
not.
right.
So I know for a fact that like my social media is private. I'm not on Facebook. I'm only on Instagram. You literally are just like obsessed at this point.
But he has your. If
I
he
wouldn't
texts
say
you, I
that,
missed you.
but,
That means he got your number though.
My number has been the same for 10 years.
So you have to block him.
I have done that. how many random numbers can you block?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh damn! So he's trying at it
Yeah.
from different numbers.
So we just gonna
Fellas,
move
don't do
along.
that.
He's the Google
We
ghost.
gonna leave these ghosts
Don't do that.
right where they at.
Calling you from a Google number. Yes, I am.
Goodbye.
Don't do, fellas. Don't, fellas. The real man moment right here to the fellas.
Preach.
Leave these damn women alone, man. If they don't want to rock with y'all, like
We
for
appreciate
real,
it.
man. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Have some pride.
Leave
Just-
them alone.
Pick your fucking bottom lip up and put your pride in your little hefty bag with your PS4 and go on about your business.
Well, here's a question too. Or not necessarily a question, statement question. Let's say for the fellas, because we be picking on the guys. Well, we pick on everybody here, so it's equal picking. But let's say the guy who, I miss you, and you're like, okay. Then what? To the guy, not you.
If I just say okay,
Yeah, if you're like, okay,
then that's gonna open up for more conversation.
right.
And I don't have
No.
time.
Hear me, because this is a message to the guy. If you said, okay, yeah, we can hang, we could this or that, I would ask a guy, and this is a true guy moment, honest guy talk. If you were to give, I can't say because you're not the guy. If she gave you what you wanted, would you feel happy in your heart or in your mind? Because that's going to determine why you even trying to get back in contact
Or in
with
your
this woman.
pants.
Or in your pants.
It's the pants.
It's
the
definitely the
pants.
pants, and it's a pride thing.
Yeah.
And if I give you the opportunity for us to return back to that situation,
Right.
it's only going to lead to a toxic environment and a bunch of fighting, and I don't fight fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So, but here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
To the guy, I'm with AI. Grow up. And you got to move on, brother. And sometimes you have to recognize, as in all the time, when a situation is truly over. Because sometimes you're blessed not to get what you want.
Yeah.
Yes. He can ask my husband. I am not
damn.
all of that. Because, again,
You are the bomb. You are the black girl interrupt.
You got to read her Google
Coming
reviews,
soon,
bro.
y'all.
You got to, hey, slow down. You got to read her Google reviews. Slow down. Nah, so you said you don't fight fair. I mean, what you are picking up cinder blocks or something? I mean, what kind of in love? Because we not talking about. So let's get a disclaimer in here, okay? These views are the views of us, not our employers, friends, families, whoever else. And this is not even. We're gonna assume, for the sake of this conversation, we are not talking of any kind of violence between men and women, and more particularly black men and women. Okay.
Thank you for that
So when we use
disclaimer.
the word fight, we're not talking about anything physical. So don't come for me.
we are talking about verbal sparring, and the gentlemen of this show would never talk about physical violence between men and women. Why?
Not at all.
Because Harlem is a domestic violence survivor and advocate, right?
That's right.
So when I say that I don't fight fair, because, you know, they try to say all is fair in love and war, I unfortunately, and I'm working on myself, Lord, you know my heart, I'm a low blow fighter.
You a Taurus. My girl a Taurus. She a low blow fighter
I'm
too.
a low blow fighter.
May what?
I'm gonna 11th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take everything that I know about you. I'm gonna take your weaknesses and your kryptonite, and I'm gonna use that shit against you
Yep.
in a fight.
Oh, nigga, that's why you got a 27 APR on a 2013.
That's why your grandma did.
Right,
Like, that,
right.
Yeah.
That's why you got a 17 stroke
type of
count.
things.
That's why your daddy on cancer. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm that.
Like, on cancer? Like, what?
I'm that person.
I was in a relationship with a
fight.
Taurus.
And
Bruh, the bull.
yeah,
I love them to
my
death,
mouth
but whew,
is
yeah, that mouth.
probably much more lethal than any damage that I could do to a man physically.
But you know, like if we're gonna talk zodiac with Tauruses, I could say that you really, and this is just zodiac for those who rock with astrology. We know everybody does not swank the Lord, hallelujah. Tauruses are great people. That's a great sign until you get to that point.
Don't piss me off. Don't piss us off. Period.
Shout out to
Because
my grandma May
we
4th.
are going to use everything that we can, everything that's in the arsenal to
Right.
break you down, to prove our point and to win that particular fight.
Oh,
I'm not
so-
proud of that because I say some shit.
I mean, here's
that
the
will-
ultimate ghost. I wasn't even gonna share this with y'all but I love y'all and the people listening to this. The ultimate ghost for me was by a Taurus.
What you get?
It's the time I proposed and heard a no.
Cold world.
What you get?
I said, you know, I just
Never
feel.
We need to talk about that. Is the relationship over after you actually?
Hell yeah.
We're not talking about that
Next
today.
show. Next
I'm
show.
writing it down, bro.
For sure.
Yeah.
The relationship
I
is
just-
done.
Right. I'm just saying that I proposed, and it wasn't the best proposal, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those, I know you, it was a Carl Thomas moment. I know you was walking out the door. Shout out to Carl Thomas. And I got to say whatever I got to say, you know, I want
Swag.
to marry you.
Should have just argued with her.
Can I marry you? And you know what she said?
No.
She ain't even, I wish you would have said no, honestly. But that Taurus you talking about was like, why you want to marry me now? And she said it like that. And I'm thinking like, nah, I saw this shit in all these arabesque and badass BET B movies. And they always say yes. And
Doesn't look
never
like
thought I would hear that.
Nope. Alan, what type of
But I
fighter are
deserve
you
that.
in relationships?
So
Verbal spar.
verbal spar.
Yeah.
It depends, right? Because if you get me to a certain place, I'm gonna cut you deep, but it ain't gonna be what you think it's gonna be with. It's gonna you know, because I'm gonna get even. Like, oh, you hit me with a rock, I'm finna pick up this brick. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. It's like, oh, you tried to get me. Okay, cool. And see, I'm not gonna expose your true weaknesses. I think as I've grown, I'm more so learning to focus on the problem and not the person.
Yeah.
I think that's really big because before, you know, like even when I get there, and I'm still a work in progress. Okay, I'm still a work in progress, but even when I get there, I'm kind of like, cause I walk away. I take a few steps back or whatever the case. It may not be a nice walk away, but I'm like, man, I gotta get the hell from around you for a little minute. I need to get up out of here, whatever. I think that for me, I'm going for I'm gonna buckle you up, but I ain't gonna put you on your knees.
Oh yeah, I'm going for the jugular.
Yeah, that's not me.
I'm not gonna say that I am. I'm gonna say that I used to, because now as I've gotten older and I've had, not just a failed relationship, but a failed marriage where I was very disrespectful in arguments. I was very undercutting to a black man in arguments. I don't want anybody talking to my sons like that. Mm-hmm. Because some of the things that I said, I would say to myself, I would have smacked the hell out of me if I was a man, some of the things that I've said.
I have a question for you, and I'm sorry for interrupting your bill, but you touched on something. So older sisters used to tell me this back in the day. They said that sometimes when a woman is arguing with a man, there'll be a point where the woman in the argument will be like, I can't believe this nigga arguing with me. Is that true? Where you may look at him like, why are you even engaging me? Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. And for somebody like me, because I can go from literally 0 to 100.
Right.
And it's harder for me at one point to come down from that because I used to struggle with my borderline personality disorder. Right. So it's like irrational arguing. Right. So over the years, I've conquered that, so I don't want my sons to feel like it's okay for women to talk to them the way that I've talked to men. Right. So I've had to really pull it back because I am raising two black men. Right. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the shit that I say is just funny. At one point I was arguing with a guy and he was like, but I brought you some donuts. And I was like, and I knocked him off
you hungry?
I knocked them off the counter. I was like, I don't want them stale ass donuts. Right.
Was they stale though?
They was still.
I knocked them shits over.
I definitely did, and he still 4 years later still texting.
Oh damn!
But
yo, this show is so dope. That's all I'm saying. Look how you trip up how we put stuff together.
I'm more when I get into my next relationship. Number one, I don't want to fight, but arguments and disagreements are inevitable in relationships. But you have to fight fair. You definitely have to fight fair because I'm sensitive as hell. So if somebody be like, "That's why your grandpa died," I'll be like, "What?" Right. And if I say it back, I'm like, "Yeah, now what?" We can't do that.
I think if we ever saw you cry, it would make us cry because you so just in a positive way.
I'm gonna tell her to G up, bro.
I'm gonna give her a big old hug and a fresh donut.
Grab your nuts, girl.
Well, I'll say this as far as like the spar game. I think I said this to you before, hold on, but I know I said this to AI. Being younger, I was the most insecure, immature, backward, wayward. We did talk about this because it was the fuckboy club. You know what I'm saying? And we
need to revisit that 2.0.
Yeah. Talking about our membership. So I had like, shoot, I had all the perks. I have
a membership to that club.
Right. I had all the perks. But then like, Harlem touched on like growth is the key. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes in the arguments and the debates and the verbal sparring and stuff, you got to recognize when you are speaking from your own insecurities. You know what I'm saying?
That is so real. Continue.
Yeah, and your own, and that's where I caught myself, where I was just trying to inflict so many of my insecurities and my personal issues onto somebody till you get to the point that you recognize that in my case, there's a woman standing there, but I'm really going off on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And once I peeped that game and, that relationship, of course, didn't work out, but I had to have so much time or just the moments of solitude for personal growth. Yep. You know what I mean? I had to grow the fuck up. And I think a lot of us have to grow the fuck up in certain ways, shape, forms, and fashions. By the time, my life would progress and there was a disagreement or there was a serious issue or whatever, I recognized, number one, that I wasn't arguing. You know what I'm saying? I was talking if we had a disagreement or there was an issue or so on and so forth. Sometimes I had some relapses, I ain't gonna lie. But as I got older, I got better. And then what I started doing is sometimes things can still get intense, but instead of being like, yeah, motherfucker, that's what it was like, yo, and you keep your voice at this tone and so on and so forth. And at least in my situation, the sister recognized, well, he ain't arguing with me, but we having a, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to argue, I'm keeping a conversation.
Yeah.
She's trying to argue, I'm keeping a conversation. I'm walking away. Or in some cases, if you want to get super advanced, depending on, the relationship or the situationship. And please hear me clearly, folks, because I'm going to talk about something physical, but it is not in the way of fighting. Could lead to another F word, though. You walk up and you just grab her behind the neck and you pull her close in a very soft and genuine way.
In a circle of motion.
And you whisper in her ear, "What's up?" And I'm telling you,
that shit don't work.
I feel like I get punched.
How much you? But
and I do mean that
super
physically.
Advanced.
Look.
It's super advanced, but it does work because it's just like you said. Strong sister such as yourself, and you super strong sister. It's a difference between. You tell me if I'm wrong, but it's a difference between a sister knowing she's arguing with a grown ass boy versus having a difference with a man, a difference of opinion.
I would agree with you.
And that's two different type of energies. Now, I'm going to say to fellas out there, Manny or whoever, Harlem got them hands.
I can't even fight.
Man, I'm not even going to mess with you.
But it's like when it's a mature conversation, when the energies can be, you know what I'm saying, kind of contained, then you can recognize, wait a minute, do we really have to go here about this? Or is it something, can we talk about it? Or maybe we need a break.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a break.
Before we say something that we can't come back from. One thing I'll say, this is the most transparent thing I'll say on this show, along these lines. Any ex-girlfriend that I've had, and I ain't had a whole lot, I ain't out there like everybody else, but here's the
disclaimer.
Here's the key. Not y'all, I'm just saying in general,
y'all.
But here's the key. And this is more so for the fellas. Now the sisters gonna be, he ain't never lying about that. Fellas, this is for you. Do your ex-girlfriends respect you, even after the relationship, to where they can see you, be cordial, and have respect for you. And a lot of that deals with how you all ended. I'm pretty sure a ghost move probably ain't gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? But just it's a word I can't think of. But just an amicable breakup. And even though y'all might have got into it, it was toxic, so on and so forth. Can she still respect you? You know what I'm saying? And it does deal with how you handle arguments and so on and so forth. Like with you, Harlem, fellas, I'm gonna give y'all a little oop. Y'all probably gonna miss the dunk because y'all just be missing. But one thing I learned about Harlem, and I've known her for several years, I want to say over 10.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win an argument with her, so don't try it.
Any damn woman.
And this is to my guy who got left it.
Any woman.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think you ain't gonna beat no sister arguing. But to my guy Cooper Hawk, was it?
Cooper's Hawk.
Cooper's.
We don't call him Cooper.
Cooper's
nickname is now Cooper.
You could tell I be a Wendy's and shit. But with Harlem, she gave you the key, because sometimes brothers, we don't listen. Conversation. Do you know how to talk? Do you have a subject in your sentence? Is there a noun? Is there a verb? You know what I'm saying? Do you have adjectives and predicates? And I'm pretty sure it's not predicate. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, predicate. But that is something. But anyway, do you know how to talk and have an engaging conversation? And if you have a point that she may disagree with, can you stand on your point? Can you back your point with scholarship or even intellectual niggership?
I think that a lot of it is it's kind of like the art of war, right? Like you have to be mentally, physically, everything prepared, because you're going to get to that space in your relationship eventually,
right?
Like the honeymoon phase, I think statistically, or not statistically, but by numbers, last 90 days or something like that.
Wow.
So, after all that's gone, and now you like, you know what? I used to like how you chewed at Cooper's Hawk, but now, you like fam, and I think you have to be prepared as an individual. Like it comes down to self, like arguments. 80% how you say things and 20% what you say. So
That's right.
You I could say, you know, girl, you know, your mama raised you like this, and that's why you do this. So I could say, hey, in the household you came up in, this was the norm. Da 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 da
It's all
da.
about how
You know
it's
what I'm
perceived.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're projecting that
Right.
on me. Total example here. I haven't had this conversation with anyone to my knowledge, but just, you know, like, is that really part of what's going on? Like, me telling you, like, if I know you're dealing with something that you may need to see a therapist for,
That's
or
right.
whatever the case, and I'm just like, you need to see a damn therapist. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not attacking you, but have you considered that maybe this is an issue that you need to talk out? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's the whole thing. And I think Harlem was hitting on that, but you definitely brought it home where you can, even in the most toxic of arguments, and we've all had them, you can still build your partner up. It's called tough love, and it's just how you say things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If, you know, Harlem talks all the time about like, hey, these are the things that happened in my life and so on and so forth. And if you know, a brother know that, and you trying to break her down for your own personal gratification, which is never going to lead to anything positive,
that will lead to hands.
that we
Straight up. Straight
or you
up.
could be like, if you see signs, but that comes with maturity, and whether you a grown man, and I'm speaking to the brothers, you're a grown man or you're a grown boy, you know, speak even in the most darkest of situations. If you really rock with a sister, still speak life. It may be harsh, like AI said, and that was a great example. AI, hey, your behavior right now, I can look, you doing this bullshit and whatever, and that's why it's leading to that. And you need to build in this area, whatever the conversation may be, it's still uplifting, because a lot of times people will come back to you once things have calmed down, the waters are not rough anymore, and be like, hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even in the most prideful situation, because sometimes that will, you know, that will overthrow pride. You know what I'm saying?
I think that goes. It's a very safe to say that goes for women as well, because we are quicker to break a man down in a disagreement or in an argument than
Right.
we are to uplift him in that moment, because we are so angry.
Right.
And a lot of times too, what we do when we argue is we project what we're feeling personally or emotionally
Right.
that possibly has nothing to do with your partner or with that argument
Right.
into that particular scenario, you know, and that makes arguments 10 times worse.
Yep.
One thing that I learned positively from my ex-husband in how to argue was, you sit on your hands, and if you have to walk away,
Right.
I'll be back. I just need a minute.
Right.
I need a minute. When I'm ready to talk, I'll offer that option to you. You know, are you ready now? If you're not ready, let me know.
Right.
And then we can come back, because then your temperatures have cooled down. Now y'all are ready to have a conversation and talk
Right.
to each other instead of talking at each other, where you just listening to respond and not to understand.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I have a bad habit of trying to force the conversation when I want to
Me
have
too.
it.
I'm the same way. Now, when I don't argue with nobody, I just go straight.
right.
Put them on do not disturb.
Yep.
Yeah, cause here's the thing too, man, and I'm glad you said that, Harlem, because I remember like just getting into it so much, arguing, yelling, being angry, so on and so forth, that I promise you, like at 30, when I was 35, I felt like I was getting ready to have a stroke.
Yep. Yeah.
Man.
I
That
feel
was a
that.
physical.
Bruh.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I have to change.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
And change the, you know, because life, in my personal opinion, life is a reflection. Your life is a reflection of you, how you think, your beliefs, how you manifest, all of those things. I have to change me so I can stop being in these toxic situations that I'm bringing on myself.
Bring them on yourself.
And that's super advanced.
You will wear yourself low. You will wear
Yeah.
yourself low. And that's something that I dealt with, like physical exhaustion and exertion.
Yeah.
You know, just from one argument or one instance. So
Right.
that all ties back into take care of yourself. You know, step away from the argument, step
Right.
away from the conversation, and then come back when you can take your gloves off and you can actually fight for it.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I think we can wrap it on up, y'all. Y'all want to give final thoughts? Talk to Manny. Talk to anybody. I
And
think
we ain't even hit that hour mark. That's,
Manny.
we all right.
we do good in here, bro. We
do
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 good.
good in
We
here.
do
I
good
like
in
it.
here. So
Like
yeah, we trying to keep it down, keep y'all engaged, because we do listen to your feedback.
Yep.
We do
definitely
listen to your feedback, and some of the feedback
Negative,
has
positive.
been
We enjoy it. So
we like y'all, but y'all be talking.
I will say this.
Hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, I will say this to our loyal listener, Manny. I would love to have you on the show.
Yes.
To have a conversation with you. So I do believe our producer is trying to reach out to you. I just asked you in the beginning of the show to hit us up to see if we can make that happen. I would love to have you on and have a conversation with you.
And we're not gonna jump on you, Manny. Don't think that we're not finna get you in the
Because I
room.
can handle my own.
I am
Turn
a
the
Manny
lights
fan.
out.
Manny, I like you. I like you. You're gutsy. You have moxie.
We're not gonna jump on
I
you.
don't know
That's
how
your
that's gonna
role in
work
the
out on the
You're
show,
the
but
peacemaker. I'm not.
We just wanna. I want to hear the open dialect. Of,
you hear Harlem Chief. God forgives.
I don't.
I just want to hear the open dialect. I mean, believe it or not, man, there are other men out here that think like Manny. I really want to get down to it. I think even for me personally, man, I used to be like, man, what are these girls on? I'm not just finna spend this bread on you.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm not saying, like I said, Manny, we like you to a point that we want you on the show, and we're talking about
Speak
you.
for
We
yourself.
we are using our life energy to manifest you on this show. But I will say this: I used to be a person who thought, she a gold digger if she want this and that and so on and so forth. If she want this type of car and this, that, and the third. But I had to look at myself and be like, well, what do I think about me if my mentality is just thinking that all women is kind of on this bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Then you recognize as you up your, I'm speaking about myself, brother. As I upped my game, or you up your game, things start to look different. And then you understand, hey, it ain't nothing wrong with a sister wanting some security. I mean, shoot, a brother wants some security. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talk about what you bring to the table. What you bring to the table. How about who brought the table? Aha. Now I had to grow up out of that though, player.
Yeah. You all know where you can get at us at. Email commentaryshow@gmail.com. You can get with us on Facebook. It's the Commentary Podcast Discussion Group. That's the Facebook page. I am Allen I am ALLENEYE on all my social media handles. And just a random tidbit, I am going back Club Quarantine because they already shut this thing down. So my Mixcloud handle for live streaming is I am Allen I as well. So make sure y'all jump on there. I get you covered. Where y'all at? Let them know.
Well, as always, I am the Interrupted Black Girl on Instagram. Not on Facebook, not on Twitter.
Even though you do make special guest appearances.
Every now and then on Facebook when I want to stir up some shit.
The fact you can just jump into your account and jump right back off is pretty awesome. Yeah. I am Rashad Ism, RHASHADISM on everything but Twitter. I do not tweet. Also, shout out to my man Chan House. Hey, we gotta get you over there, man.
I'll come through. To
the Chan House, DJ Charlie Chan Soprano, the legendary, the official DJ for Run DMC. Saturday nights and Thursday nights he goes live at 8:00 Central Standard Time. Twitch.tv / like you falling forward. Chan House 24.
Yeah, Twitch is starting to cut down on
so we'll be out of there soon. So catch us.
Yeah, I tried to give everybody the hack, man, but cats wasn't listening. I tried. I'm looking out for my DJ partners out here. So Twitch is on our ass, fellas. So
That's
y'all
right.
better.
About another 2 shows, then we'll be moving.
About another. Hey, look, I think I talked about that, but I went through all this copyright stuff early in the game, man. Like 2016, 2017, I was going through this, man, and they actually threatened me with a lawsuit. So I was like, yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I think I've talked about it before, but I'll talk about it another time, man. But yeah, they actually threatened me with a lawsuit. Facebook did a while back. I think it was like 2015 or 16. They threatened me with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, woo, okay, let me stop. So DJs, they not gonna do it to y'all. I guess I was a guinea pig at that time, but just be aware, man, because I think I was one of the only DJs at that time. Like really, at that time, I think like maybe, and this is not a me first type deal, but I know like Khaled and all them were doing like live streams on Facebook, and like a lot of the big DJs.
Right.
A lot of the other DJs were using like Ustream and stuff, which I use very, very. I had a very short stint on Ustream, But then like Facebook came and I try to stay ahead of the game. So I'm like, man, I'm finna try
Right.
and see what I can do on this joint.
Right.
So I was doing a young lady had a Zumba class that she taught. And I would live stream on Facebook for her Zumba class.
Right.
And they start getting me. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was ended. But this was episode 14, commentary, intellectual black versation. Shout out Daryl. We appreciate you, brother. We'll see you soon. We are going to sign off. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy your Halloween. Be safe. We'll talk to you. We're going to record again next week, but we'll talk to you like probably right after. And I don't know if that's going to be, we might need to take a break before the election, to be honest with you.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. We'll be back with y'all after the election. So you heard it here. We'll be back with y'all after the election. I don't know what we're going to talk about, and I don't know how we're going to feel, but we'll see. So y'all stay cool.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
go vote, man. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, nothing, but come on, man, do something. Just
It's the feels.
y'all take it easy.
Vote for the least racist.
Peace. No, we don't want to vote for the least racist. We do
Right.
that.
You didn't say you weren't racist, sir. He said I'm the least racist. Anyway.
We
Moving
out.
on.